Hey guys, so this video we're going to now touch on the remove tool and layer mask. So for the remove tool, what this is really good for, especially with generative AI introduced to Photoshop and Lightroom over the last couple of years, the ability to remove objects from the background of images has dramatically got easier. So for example, we've got this guy here on his phone taking a photo. I want to take him out of my image. So what I can then do, I could do that manually. So what I can do is I can then draw pretty much the outline of him, and that's what I want to do. And so I want to remove. So it's going to go through that process, and we can sort of see it's then generated around him. And then, so what we'll do is we'll zoom in if we can, and we'll scroll across. Is that possible? No. Hold on. What it's going to give you, it's going to give you different versions. So it'll always give you 3 variations. And you can sort of see it looks a little bit clunky. Those chairs don't quite make sense there. So what I want to do instead, I'm going to can that completely. I'm going to click on distraction removal. I'm going to click on people. It's going to detect it. So it's picked that up. I'm going to click remove, and let's see what happens there. That's looking much cleaner than the previous version. We can sort of zoom in there. That's looking alright. You know, it's not perfect, but considering it's far from the background, I think that's pretty good. What we can do though is we'll remove that. What we can do here is adjusting the size. So if I wanted to paint him and just get just a lot closer, so you can adjust that brush size to what you're working with. And you can zoom in and you can get really close to do this as well. I'm going to click remove. And again, we can look at our variations. I think that looks pretty good right there. I'm going to click generate that. And so that is now within our photo. The other thing, this branding, I'm not that happy with, so I'm going to then select that. Click remove. Same deal on the other side as well. I want to get rid of that. And then that 18, this sort of 18 plus sign, I want to remove that too. Just an added distraction that I don't want within my image. So those are some of the steps. There's a couple of other things where we've got the healing brush and the clone tool, but I'm not going to stress that right now. The main sort of thing that I want us to look at is the remove tool. So that's that there. Coming next is the layer mask tool. So what we can do here is we can select subject matter, and then we can make very specific editing changes with that. So for example, if we wanted to click on subject, it will then auto generate our subject matter here where we've got our dragon or line or whatever you want to call him. Here what we can do is we can make very specific edits that only affect that selected area. So for example, if I went to exposure, it will only affect that area and it will not affect other aspects of it. So if I wanted to play around with that, if I wanted the blacks to be deeper, I wanted to go through and play around with that. apply grain to it. I want to reduce noise. And so I can make that sort of changes there. So that's one example of a layer mask, but let's make another one. For example, let's pick background. Or how about we go to a different image? How about we do that now? How about we have a look at this image here? The reason why we've picked this is I want to use this sky tool here. So if I select sky, it has selected everything above these buildings here. So it's picked out the sky. And what I can then do is I can make adjustments and changes to that. So for example, if I want to make that, bring those clouds out, make it seem a bit darker. Overhead, we can bring those shadows in. I could come down here and I could go to my dehaze tool. That's probably a touch too far. Bringing texture into those clouds. That's probably just pushing it a little bit too far, but you're getting the idea how I can make something really selective. The last little thing that I wanted to cover was with the layer mask is these sort of things here. So you can then pick things manually. So for example, if you wanted to, make very specific sort of choices about what you wanted to select and edit, you could do that. So you can do that with the brush tool. Just going to go back and delete these ones that I've made. But what also we can do, it comes up with objects, so you could then select an object and it will loop around it. So for example, let's just do the car. And it's sort of picking up that road area. It just depends, and you can sort of see with that sample image, if it's not as busy, where my one is quite busy here. So let's delete that one. I'll delete this one too. So I've done sky. You've got the idea that subject must come up, and you can sort of see people are registering here as well. So we might pick her. She's right in the middle of the frame. So we're going to click entire person. We're going to click create. So that means we can then control the editing of that person there. But what we can then also do is we can invert. That means it's going to select everything but her. And so then we could then go to the point where we'll go down to saturation. And we've got that sort of really strong black and white. She is really highlighted. We could then go to exposure, and we can then go back over here, and we can then play around with that, or we could keep on playing with our layer mask. And we can then make those sort of changes where she sort of stays pretty much the same. But then you can then sort of tinker around where she then becomes like a real sort of center point, and a center point for the image there as well. So a couple sort of tools that you could there be looking at with masking. What we'll look at the next video is just some exporting and final sort of things that you might want to be using too.